You begin to draw conclusions when you use the physical eyes. And you begin to pull what you've learned or what society tells you or what the world tells you or what science tells you. You begin to draw conclusions with what you're seeing. And that's human nature. That's what we all do. We draw conclusions. We weigh the situation and what we're seeing in front of us. The problem is when we're looking at it with our physical eyes, there are times that our understanding is going to tell us that it's impossible. That according to what I'm looking at, it's impossible. And why waste your own time? If you draw that conclusion, why even attempt to do something that is impossible? But the Bible tells us look on the things that are unseen. Don't look with your physical eyes. Don't cast judgments with your physical eyes. Don't draw conclusions. Don't plan your whole future, your whole eternity using your physical eyes. Because it's just a recipe for failure when I use these physical eyes. When I base everything off of what I'm seeing. When I say, God, you want me to sacrifice? God, you want me to do this? But I'm not seeing an end to it. I'm not seeing the reward. I'm not using my spiritual eyes to see what's beyond this. Because when you're suffering, that's all you can see. When you're in pain and when you're in agony, that's all you see, what is in front of you. You only see what you're facing in that moment. And to you, it's going to be eternity. For you in that moment, there's nothing beyond it. It's only this. But if we could just look beyond it and say, well, God, I'm not going to look at this affliction that I'm going through right now, but I'm going to look beyond it. I'm going to see, God, what is in store for me. I'm going to look, God, I'm going to close these physical eyes and look what your calling is for my life. I'm going to look, God, I'm going to talk to you and ask you, God, what do you want for my life? Because what I'm facing right now, sometimes if I'm using these physical eyes, I can never go beyond. I can never get beyond it because I'm just using these natural eyes. And the Bible tells us that it's going to wither, that this physical eventually is going to go away. That whatever we're facing, it's just crazy how our mind can play such a trick on us and tell us that this is forever. It can tell us that this is going to be eternity, that there's no way out of this mess that you're in. There's no way out of this suffering. There's no way out. And you could get stuck in that. And sometimes the door to the escape is right in front of you, but you're just so focused, you're just so stuck in it that you can't see beyond it. You can't, even though that door's in front of you, you can't go beyond it because you're not looking there. You're just stuck in that moment of affliction, in that moment of suffering, and there's no way out because we're using our physical eyes. If we go to Numbers, and this is a famous account in the Bible, and this really shows the Numbers 13, it shows the difference between people that are using their physical eyes and someone that is looking beyond the physical. Numbers 13, I'm going to start at 17. I'm going to skip around. And it says, And Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said unto them, Get you up this way, southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land what it is, and the people that dwelleth therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many. And then we go to 25. It says, And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, We came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there, that Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. So here, Moses sends out 12 spies and says, you're going to go search out this land. And the Bible says that they were searching this land for 40 days. And they knew the enemy, and they knew exactly where, these people are dwelling here, these people are, so they really spied out the land. And they took notes, and they knew what was going on. And here they're telling that they came to give the report, and it says the people are strong that dwell in the land. The cities are walled and very great. And not only are these cities and these people strong, but the children of Anak are there. And we've heard of these people. We know of these people. So they're given this report, and it's not a good report right now. And it seems like in 30, Caleb jumps in, and he stills the people, and just says, hey, let's go up and possess it, for we are able to overcome it. From this report, Caleb, to me, looks wrong. If I'm looking with my physical eyes, what these people just came and told me, I'm looking at Caleb like this guy is not, maybe he's drinking something, or I don't know what's going on. Caleb, something's not right with this guy. Because according to the report, we are not able. We cannot possess this land. We cannot, and he's just like, gung-ho, just let's go right now. Because he's not looking with his physical eyes. Every other man that went to spy out the land, they were using their physical eyes, and they saw. Caleb, I'm sure he saw I'm sure he saw the same things, but he didn't draw a conclusion. He didn't jump to the conclusion that we're going to be defeated because of this. He saw the conclusion, oh, these people are great. Well, guess what? My God is greater. These people are great. Well, guess what? The testimony is going to be even greater. The story is going to be even greater because, my God, you can't compare the two. And they were comparing the two. They were seeing these people, and they were seeing how great they were, and they were looking at themselves. That's the problem. They were looking at themselves, which they were right. Yes, we're not going to defeat these people. But Caleb was looking at his God. He said, I see these great people. Yes. He wasn't looking at himself. He wasn't looking at the Israelites like, all right, yep. He wasn't looking at them thinking, oh, our guys are a lot stronger. Our guys exercise a lot more. No, he was looking at God. He was looking beyond that. He wasn't looking at himself. He wasn't looking at his own strength, but he was looking at God. And he said that Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. We are well able. And he didn't say we are well able because we're stronger. We're well able because we're bigger. No, we're well able because our God is on our side. We have the God of the universe on our side that is fighting for us. And that's what he was looking at. It says, 31 says, but the men that went up with him said, but we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. See, here it shows they were looking at themselves. They looked at the strength of those people, and they said, the people are stronger than we are. Stronger than we are. And in some ways, if you think about it, they may have not been lying because they were using their physical eyes. They were looking on what is in front. They were looking at the physical and saying, yes, these people are stronger. These people are taller. These people are bigger than we are. And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land though which we have gone to search it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. And that's what they saw. They saw themselves as grasshoppers because they were looking at the physical. They were looking at their own ability. They were looking at and comparing and coming to the conclusion that this is impossible. It's impossible. But Caleb looked at it. He was looking at the enemy versus God. The enemy versus but we have our God. We have this God fighting on our side. And that's the difference. This is a drastic difference between someone that looks at just the physical and draws a conclusion versus someone that looks at the unseen. That someone looks beyond what is physically in front of them. This is the difference. This story could be completely different if Caleb just looked at the physical. If he just agreed, yep, we're too weak. Yep, we're not able. These people are way stronger than we are. But he was looking at his God, and he knew he was looking beyond what you can see with your physical eyes. And the Bible tells us that we are to do that also, to look beyond. Don't just look at the physical. Don't just look at the circumstances, the obstacles that are in front of you, because if you look at just that, look at, the Bible, when you read it, it's amazing because humans have not changed. We have not changed. We are completely the same. These spies, completely the same. If you sent out 12 of us in this room, the same outcome probably would have happened. We are the same. They looked at the physical and they saw that these people they were great. They were tall. The cities had great walls, and they were looking how tall and big and mighty this nation was. And it's impossible because you were looking at the physical. You were looking at the physical. And Caleb was just the one out of, I believe it was 12 spies, the one to say, wait a second, we are more than able. We are more than able if you look at what I have on my side. The same thing with David and Goliath, famous story in the Bible. You have a whole army of Israel shaking, terrified of this giant. No one willing to step forward and say, I'm going to go and fight him. And here you have a shepherd saying, I'll go forward. I'll do it. David went into battle not looking at the physical. David didn't go into the battle thinking, wait a second, this guy's bigger than me, I'm smaller, he's going to defeat me. He went into the battle thinking, look how big my God is. That was his attitude. He went in thinking, wow, my God is way bigger than this guy. Way stronger, way mightier, that Goliath doesn't compare. You can't even compare him to my God and how strong he is. Because he wasn't looking with the physical. He was looking beyond. The Bible says don't look on the scene. Stop looking with what you can see. Stop casting judgment. Stop drawing conclusions and stop basing your life on what you're seeing. Stop basing your life off of what the news is telling you. Stop basing your life off of what social media is telling you, the world is. Stop basing it off of what's happening overseas. Look at something that is unseen. Look at what's beyond that, because if you just look at the news and you look at what the world is telling you, it's destruction. It's leading towards destruction. It's leading towards death. It's leading towards total destruction. And you can become consumed with that. I think that there's no point to do this because this is happening. There's no point to do, I'm not going to have a family. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, because why? It's just going to all lead to destruction. But the Bible says don't look at that. Don't look at what's in front of you. Don't look at what you're being told. Don't look at the physical. Don't look at because guess what? In a way, our minds aren't lying to us. These spies, with their report, what they saw wasn't a lie. They saw great people of stature. They saw a strong nation. They weren't lying on what they saw, but they didn't know what their God could do for them. They weren't lying at what. If you were to probably compare the two, if you take God out of it and just compare the two, we would have probably come to the same conclusion. But Caleb wasn't looking at that. He wasn't looking at that. He was looking beyond that. So I want to encourage us today to look beyond the natural, to look beyond what we can see with our own eyes, to look beyond it and just know that there is something greater. That what I'm going through right now, whatever sacrifice I'm giving, it's just for a moment. Even if it hurts right now, even if it's hard to do, just remember, the Bible tells us it's just for a moment. It's just a light affliction, just for the moment, and that what is to come is eternal. What is to come, the reward that we're going to be given is so much more than what I've endured, so much more than what I've gone through. It doesn't even compare. That the reward that God is going to give us, we're going to look at it and be like, wait, I don't deserve this. God, I've only done this. But God said, that light affliction, guess what it results in? Guess what? If you can endure this affliction for a moment, the glory that you're going to receive is going to outweigh it. It's not going to even be close. But we as children of God, we can't look on the scene. We can't focus on what's just in front of us. We can't focus on what we're reading online. We can't focus on what our eyes are telling us. You can't focus on it. You can't just look at the giants around you and say, oh, I'm looking at myself. God, look at me. It's impossible. It's impossible. And if you ask any other person, they're going to tell you the same thing. Yes, it is impossible. It is impossible. Because you're just looking at what you're seeing with your physical eyes. The world's not going to come and tell you, nope, you can do it. Nope, you're big enough. Nope, you're strong enough. I can't look at what I'm seeing. I can't base my life off of what I'm seeing. I can't base my eternity off what I'm seeing, because if I base everything off what I'm seeing, I'm going to be just like those 11 spies and be like, this is impossible. Why would we go to our own slaughter? Why? We could just flee. We don't have to go into this land. We could go live somewhere else. You can come to 100 different other conclusions of what we could do. We're still a great nation. We'll just live somewhere else. God, you said we can have this land, but maybe we can have a different land. Maybe when those people die off, we'll go into it. Maybe a disease will come. Maybe, we can figure out logically a way to do this. But Caleb looked at it and said, wait a second. We are able. He didn't even think about it. He didn't stutter. He was just he heard what they were saying, and it sounded like he needed to jump in real quick before they convinced these people. He's like, we're more than able to do this. Because he was looking at his God. He was looking beyond the physical. He was looking beyond it. Sometimes you don't even have to look at what's in front of you. You can just look at God and just know, I'm going to be okay in this. I don't even need to look at what's in front of me. I don't even need to see the enemy, because I know it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter how big they are. It doesn't matter how small they are. It doesn't matter how many soldiers they have. It doesn't matter, the obstacle in front of me, because I'm looking at my God. And I know that I am more than able. I am more than capable of getting through this. Whatever the obstacle is in front of me, I am more than able to get through it. Because I'm not looking at what's in front of me. I'm looking beyond it. So I just want to encourage us today to remember to look beyond what is seen. Look beyond it. Whatever you're facing every week and whatever you're going through, just look beyond it and know that, wait a second, this is just for a moment. I can get through this. I can endure this. I'm not going to just fixate on what's in front of me. I'm going to look beyond it. Because there is something beyond it, the Bible tells us. That there is an eternity beyond it. If I could just get through this moment. So I just want to encourage us today to look beyond what is seen.